Hey, how's it going, everybody? It's me, Mike. I just want to give everybody an update on the corona stuff. I've had people in Washington, New York City, and California that have been keeping me up to date for over the last 3 weeks and more. They've been giving me heads up on things before they happen, like how you need the paper to drive and stuff like that during lockdown. They told me when they got locked down. They told me about the curfews, all that. So I have insider information. I know what I'm talking about. Just want to let people know that I've been a professional and know a lot about face masks. I've done spray painting and construction things that have used them my whole life. I know all about them. I've been making my own medicine for over 3 years, trying to save family members and stuff like that, so I actually know about medicine. I want to say first off and foremost, you don't need to be an expert or a rocket scientist to understand the coronavirus. If you know anything about classification or classifiers or anything like that, like if I have filter, and it gets bigger to smaller holes that if you pour sand on it, by the end only the smallest stuff can go through. So you need a filter that's woven smaller, tighter holes than what the coronavirus is. Now, why it's important, even if you had this on and it only did 50% of the job and you didn't have two of them on, it's still way better. It's way better than nothing. You have to have something on if you're going out in public. If you don't have anything on and somebody coughs on you, you're getting full exposure. You're going to get 100% reaction, 100% virus. And if you have a mask on, even that was at 50%, the virus would be 50% as severe if you got it. That means it's going to have 50% of the symptoms, 50% less. You're going to be, if you had to go to the hospital, you're going to get out 50% faster and all that. Now, everybody's going crazy and talking about, oh, the shortages, like stop listening to them. Stop listening to the fear tactics. The CDC had came and they talked to my mom. My mom runs and is head administrator of a program for kids, and they have mental learning disabilities. They're not going to fucking wear the masks when they're sick, and the workers, they cannot keep 6 feet away from them. They have to be hands-on with these kids. They fucking have to call the police all the time. So my mom had to say, listen, it's not going to work. It's a dream. It's a fallacy to fucking have them 6 feet away and to have these kids wear masks. It's not going to happen. They were trying to tell my mom that their employees can't wear masks. We made the masks. We made 70 masks. And they were going to try to tell us we can't use them. We fucking made them. You're not going to tell us shit. So in the end, she got to let them wear the masks. You guys need to realize what's going on. It's the same thing with the police. So if you're a public and you're working, it doesn't matter if you're at AutoZone or if you're in the grocery store, if you're a delivery driver, you need to be wearing the shit. It doesn't matter what they're saying. Stop listening to fear tactics. You're all going to try to say something about a shortage of masks. There's not a fucking shortage of masks. The ones that they're talking about, you're talking about the hospital, those are HEPA filters. This is a dust mask filter. If you want one that's going to be rated properly, it has to be an N95 or P95, whichever it's called, and that's to get organic particulates out of the air. It's at a level that if you sprayed spray paint around, the smell, you wouldn't even smell the paint because of the way it filters the air. That's what you want. Something like this is 50%. Something like the HEPA filter is probably 50%. But it's still way more important. You want to stop people from going to the hospital. You're not going to tell me that wearing this and stopping people from even getting the virus isn't more important than the hospital having them. To even have that argument, you're saying that I should catch coronavirus to go into the hospital to stare at you in a fucking mask. It's not happening. Fuck that shit. Everybody should go get a mask, get gloves, make a solution of isopropyl, 70% isopropyl. We'll get a 91% isopropyl, but you mix it with 70% isopropyl, 30% water. That's a sanitizer that will kill the germs. Spray it on your gloves. I hear people talking about wearing the gloves isn't sanitary. You wear the same gloves around for 3 days. That's not real life. How did you not think that, spray it with the sanitizer? And then people are telling me hand sanitizer eats away the gloves. Then use this. Look up what's happening. That's what Wuhan's using. That's what New York City's using. You gotta look at this stuff. I don't know why you wouldn't be looking at it. How are you gonna listen to fear tactics? Oh, there's not enough. Why wouldn't you? Forget that shit. Look up what Wuhan's doing to stop the virus from getting you into the goddamn hospital. If they're not going to the hospital, there's not a shortage in the hospital. End of fucking story. So, to me, if you look at things for your own self and learn to think for yourself, the fact that they're going to put us in lockdown right now before they fucking tell everybody to wear masks is completely asinine. Why would you ever listen to that? Why? It doesn't make any fucking sense. So, I'm going to tell you right now, I got over 6 friends that got papers to drive, so that means lockdown's coming. I've been trying to tell you for over a week. You know, I heard it on the police scanner. People want to fucking not take the shit seriously. They just passed the papers out. I had another friend telling me they're closing their stores at 6:30 now. I thought it was going to even be 8 p.m. 6:30 p.m., they're closing down some of the stores. So lockdown is like fucking tomorrow or some shit. You know what I'm saying? They already got you the papers. They already let you know they're closing the stores. They're fucking locking it down. After lockdown, the police are going to fucking pull you over and they're going to ask you questions and make sure that you're out there for real reasons. That's why they gave people the sheet of paper and shit like that. Or you got to be going to the grocery store or some shit like that. That's a fucking breach of the fucking Constitution. Just to let everybody know, what the police are supposed to be able to do, like remember this for your whole life. The police are supposed to be able to, let's say they set up a checkpoint because there's a sinkhole down somebody's street, for instance. They're supposed to be able to, you're not even supposed to have to stop for them. They would like you to stop. You know, they threaten a lot of things. So now let's say you stop. They inform you. They're supposed to be able to inform you up to the standard of what you need to know as a citizen. They serve us. That's what they're doing. And after that, then they're supposed to say, proceed at your own caution, at your own risk. If you do that and something happens, it's not our fault. You cannot blame us. That's what the police are supposed to be able to do. They're not supposed to fucking be able to detain you, arrest you, misdemeanor offenses. There's homeless people out here. They just round up all the homeless people? Is that what they're trying to do? I bet you. And then they have the ID at the same exact time. So what if somebody, an immigrant, can't get an ID? I had my old ID and I still needed 3 forms of ID to get the ID. So the next ID that I got with fucking 10 forms of ID, like if I can't just get another ID next time with this one ID that's fucking 10 IDs, like what is really going on? So with that being said, they're trying to get immigrants and homeless people that can't fucking be inside. You ever had your car break down on you? It'll make you feel like you're homeless. Every single piece of land is owned by somebody. You're walking around and shit like that, so you're going to be looking like you're loitering, standing on somebody's property, no matter where the fuck you are. So now when they mandate that you have to fucking be inside and shit like that, and you can't be outside for any reason, or we're going to fucking detain you, arrest you, this is complete bullshit. If I go out of my way and get a full visor face mask with 3 times filtration of what can get the coronavirus to not pass through it, like a filter on a filter on a filter, which exists and it's on the way, then how the fuck are you going to tell me I can't be out here and try to arrest somebody? So that's standing up for the rights of the people. You need to understand what's actually going on. We can't have this type of shit going on. They want to make you feel like it's normal. They got every person who's going to argue with me is someone who listens to these motherfuckers. Trying to say, oh, we need it for the fucking this and that and all this fucking shit. Like, you're sheep. We don't need that. We need people who can think for themselves. We don't need that shit. Now, see an event like this? If you live in a housing complex that's like an apartment with several buildings attached to each other, you need to fucking put something over that shit. In Wuhan, in New York City, in all these places as an emergency, they're using maxi pads. Sticking maxi pads and sealing the edges. You got to get something that works as a filter and fucking block that shit. It's essential. Nobody's telling people that shit. I'm working on filters right now for my uncle's building. These are things people need to know. That's the only reason why I'm even saying it. I had somebody today say they were mad because someplace only accepted cash, which makes sense because you should be able to use a card. But do not be feeding into that shit about only using credit cards. A lot of people don't even have bank accounts. How is that going to work? It's not going to fucking work. People always wonder, what can I do about like fighting against this bullshit that they're trying to instill? Don't fucking participate in the system. Don't participate in it. Grow your own goddamn food. You know? I've been doing it the entire time. That's why I know about shit. People act like you need to be a fucking professional. You need to be a professional with air masks, and you need to be a professional at fucking making goddamn medicine, and I know both of them. So you're not going to be a nurse and try to tell me I'm not the professional. No, you're not the professional. You're the one who's listening to this doctor that every other fucking time that wasn't coronavirus time, they're an asshole to you. Right? Right. So I don't need to listen to them. Every time I go to the hospital because of my car accident, I outsmart them. They don't know what the fuck they're talking about. They went to school to get learned pharmaceuticals. The fake pharmaceuticals. I make natural pharmaceuticals that actually work to heal people, not keep their symptoms low so they can fucking bill you. If it doesn't kill you, they can bill you. That's what that fucking shit is. Let's think for our goddamn self. I don't even need these motherfuckers. As long as we all would take care of each other and stuff like that and not rob each other, we don't fucking need any of their shit. Like, all the stuff that they were doing, they look pathetic in this fucking election. They're like kids. I don't even want them to be thinking for me. Like, we don't need that fucking shit. So, I'm telling you right now, I've been watching South Korea and Wuhan, Washington, California, New York City. You need to see what the fuck's happening. We need to be wearing masks. If you're an employee out there and having interactions with the public, you need to be wearing a mask. Every time I went to the grocery store, no employees wearing a mask. Probably because of the CDC trying to fucking say all that shit. They're just stockpiling the shit, making it so that you can't get it, so that they're in control. Listen, the government has a deal with the mask makers that they get first dibs. So if you can buy them, they're for the public. Stop trying to tell people not to buy a mask. Go buy a fucking mask. I'm not going to listen to these stupid-ass people want to try to question me. You can't even fucking goddamn question me. You could never outsmart me. I fucking promise you that. Yeah, it's going to make me look like this, look like that. No, try it. Let's put it to the test. Let's try that shit. I don't speak unless I know I'm right. So there's no point in you, oh, you're just in denial. You went to college. You got taught you need a source. All that shit. If I learned to come out here and learn the land and all by myself, I'm a fucking source. I didn't learn it from somebody else. Learn to think. Learn to learn. It's what you need to survive. Every single person's all dependent on that shit. It's fucking not alright. So, I don't know, man. I keep hearing all this stuff and it's getting more and more encroached. I heard today that they're already arresting people. They haven't even locked us down. They haven't locked us even into the fucking our own state yet, which is coming like fucking tomorrow. And they already are arresting people, trying to use bullshit things. Oh, we can't release you. You'd be safer in here in jail than you would be out there because of the coronavirus. Yeah, fucking right. You don't even feed the people in the hospital good water. You don't give them good food. All that food causes cancer, along with fucking Dunkin' Donuts. It's like fucking essential for it. Never mind what they're going to feed you when you're in jail. No, you're not taking better care of people than they take care of themselves. You're not. I don't need you to think for me. I don't need that. I give myself filtered water. I give myself the best food. I know exactly what to give myself. You're not even supposed to give yourself the same exact thing for more than 5 days in a row. Start it and then 5 days off of it so your body can actually use it for things. People are not thinking for themselves. It's scary out there. Like I said, CDC trying to tell my mom. Then you stand up for it and then you got it. Like, how are you going to tell me that I'm supposed to fucking die off of like a thing of shortages of masks? Listen to me right now. How is it that they wouldn't have had the whole public wearing masks and stopping it before they do a lockdown? That is completely fucking ludicrous. You should have every single person with one of these masks on, gloves, goggles, airtight fucking goggles. You need to realize that. Airtight goggles, glasses, whatever you want to call it, airtight fucking mask, gloves, and a bottle of sanitizer. You fucking need that shit. Carry extra fucking shit in a backpack with you. Give it to people. You know what I'm saying? You're all sitting there, oh, shortages, oh, can't buy that, can't buy fucking this. Really? Like, play games. I don't want to hear that shit about the fucking hospitals. I'm not going to catch that shit to go look at you in the hospital with a mask on. That shit's not going to fucking happen. Wake up. Stop listening to these people. Please.